you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
Guest and honor, Lord Holy-Apostle Deen Saleem. May Jesus' peace and others be about your presence. For those who are tuning this program again, we had him on prior 2 shows previous to this one. And it's a blessing and privilege for those that are tuning in for the first time and watching this program to hear the words from his Lord's messenger itself, Lord Holy-Apostle Deen. We spoke about many things on our previous program, but we want to thank you for watching this program this evening and understand what's being said from the messenger, from the Lord Most High, and about the day and the time and the signs that are being presented to you and the world at large. Lord Holy Apostle, like I said before, we want to thank you and honor and privilege for being on the program. Ahezaah is blessing us, to hear the words coming straight from you to the world at large, those who watch this program. Ahezaah, out of his mercy, for those who are not familiar, that's the name of the Lord that sent down to us, or the community of A.H.A.D, A.H.A.D believers, in this day and time, the Lord of his new name, from Allaah to Ahezaah for this day and time. We've been graced by our Lord to understand that this is the day that was promised in the book of Revelation that we talk about. Those familiar with that book can read for that book for yourself to see the sign that the Lord is manifesting for the day. Lord Holy Apostle, we talked about the things in the Holy Quran about chapter 54, about the moon. And those who are not familiar with that particular chapter of the Quran, maybe Ahezaah may bless you give us insight about the time that chapter is so relevant to today.
Yes, first of all, I'd like to say, may the peace and blessings of Ahezaah be with them about the presence of all you listeners. And I want to thank Brother Fakir Abdul Aziz. He's here today and he's letting me occupy his seat. Like I said last week, you brothers are doing a good job. I appreciate it. And now, as far as the signs, there are many signs. One of the things that I try to point out to people is that the Holy Quran is a book of prophecy.
Yes.
And it's a book that's attached to the book of Revelation and the book of Malachi. The 2 last books, the last book of the Old Testament,
right.
last book of the New Testament,
yes.
and the Holy Quran. Those 3 are attached. But, people don't realize that. You have people of the various religions of Judaism and Islam and Christianity. They busy themselves so much trying to stay divided, trying to stay separate, trying being enemies of one another because someone or something, some element there is causing them to be enemies of one another, and they act as though there are 3 lords or so.
Yes, that's true.
And they act as though that they're the people who were called before them are not called now.
Right.
You see, when Jesus came, after Jesus and John the Baptist, you had people who acted as though the Jews, or the Hebrews, I should say, it's not so much the Jews, but the Hebrews of old was not called, was not chosen. They had given up everything. But even though today the Lord has advised me, has revealed to me that it has taken its holy grace, from its beauty, its holy beauty of grace and truth, and off the Muslims. Its compassion, or how can I say this? It's angry with them.
Okay.
And signs of that is just like what was taking place in Mecca every year when we have the Hajj or some form of gathering over there. Okay. Different things has been happening, catastrophes. Yes. Signs that the Lord is angry with these people. And then you have certain people. And then you have some people who would even make a new religion, new words of the religion to say, well, if you die while on Hajj, if you die while you making the holy journey over there, then you're going straight to heaven. I don't see that written anywhere.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
Lord never said that to me. I've never heard any of the prophets say it. Have you read it anywhere?
No, I haven't. I haven't read it anywhere as far as the divine books that the Lord sent down. And much of what you've been given forth from Ahezaah to give to us, looking at the wording, like you were just saying about the wording, how they change words from place to another. Like you mentioned, we talking about chapter 54 of the Holy Quran.
Right.
Al-Qamar, the moon.
Right.
And how they translated split asunder. But
cut asunder in the first few verses, and where it says that it would be shown as twain, as two.
Right.
You know, using they translate things in a way that they purposely make it difficult for you to understand what they're talking about. You see, if you don't trust Allah, if you don't believe that Allah is real, if you don't believe that the Lord Most High, Allahu Amen, Elohim, whatever name you want to call it, if you don't believe that that supreme thing, that eternal infinite thing is real, and that it don't hear you, that it's not present, although unseen, then you're not going to believe what's written in the Quran, and you're going to, or any of the holy books, and you're going to allow the translators to be your guides. You see, a lot of people read translations of the Holy Quran, translations of the Bible, translations of the Torah, and the books of the prophets, and the various holy books, the Vedas, and what have you, and they think that they read in the books. I've talked to many Christians and Muslims, and I asked them, did you read the Holy Quran? And they said, yeah. And tell me what you read. I said, you didn't read it, you read the translation. Right. You read the translation that somebody, what the prophets put in the books, which came directly from the Lord Most High. That's the book. Just like the Lord has given me a book. Now, how many people can believe that Allah would send a man, would raise a man, give him another book, fulfill the prophecy of Revelation? If you got 6 billion, if you got 1 billion Muslims running around saying there's no more prophets to come, the Lord is not speaking to man no more. The Prophet Muhammad is the last, and that's it. The Lord's finished with, that's like saying Jesus died for our sins, like we said the other day. So therefore, there's no need no more. So if we follow men like that, if we follow people in their words to say that the Lord don't speak to us no more, then whatever trash they put out, whatever corrupt language they put out, we're stuck with that.
Yes.
Because, do you know Arabic?
No, I don't.
You see, a lot of the half Arabic, half speaking English brothers here don't know it either.
No.
And if they followed the way, truly, they would not try to speak a language that they don't know of their own heart. And they would not try to transmit a message to somebody knowing that people or that person don't understand what they're saying.
Definitely.
Transmitting information and trying to gain merit for themselves. Praise for themselves. Oh, praise that brother. That brother really know his deen. He's really on his deen because he know that A.H.A.D. He's speaking that stuff, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Come on. That's taking us away from what the truth, what the message really is all about.
Definitely.
It's about Allah being real in our lives. Us having a personal relationship with Allah.
Yes. Us
having the same things that the Christians and the Jews and the Egyptians and all the people before was told that they could have. The people in the Far East, the Hindus and the Buddhists, we supposed to be looking to have what the Lord promised them. That's a personal relationship with it. That's a personal relationship with it, or its angels. To have holiness come into our lives. To have the connection, to live the life of the holy books, the holy covenant. Why would he give us an agreement if we can't live it?
So true, so true. I thank Allah much. Because one of the things that was impressed upon me when first meeting you and hearing these words was about that this thing has to be lived.
It has to be.
Has to be lived.
It has to be.
We can't fantasize about it like many people have temptation to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an emotional trip that a lot of people go on.
Right.
But it's a thing that can be tried, tread, and walked on, because those like yourselves who have gone to Allah and come back are witness bearers and guides on how to get to that point.
Right, but we too real. We are too real, because let me give you an example. If I read in Quran that in the Holy Quran that the Lord said in the time of revelation, the Bible, it don't say revelation, but it said the time of the hour, the day, judgment day, a sign of it.
Yes.
It's about the moon appearing in two.
Yes.
And that the people will look and say, that's like obvious magic. Well, from who? Magic from who? Okay, let me just say this. And I say, okay, they talk about education, Nostradamus, and some other lady prophesied about the earth being torn off its axis. Well, you know, Ahezaah gave that to me as well.
Definitely.
Before I knew that they had. Okay? And then here it comes, I'm reading or I'm listening, and I see that the jinn is constantly now revealing more and more, because ever since I put that book in the Library of Congress, they just revealing more and more, because they know the time is right. They know the time is here. They know I'm the chosen one.
Yes. Okay.
You understand? And they'll never come out and say, look, stay away from him. He's the chosen one. You understand? I even gave an opportunity to have somebody come and say I'm insane because I sent information to the news media. Oh yeah. So let's say this brother, that's a crazy man over there. Yeah, they don't want me to get no publicity. Right. Not on no major television network, because I may say something that's gonna point to the truth. Right. Now, here it is. I sound like I'm kind of out of it because I'm telling people look up to the moon. Look at the moon. Do you see the moon? Ever since the earth been turned off its axis, you understand? Yes. The moon 1 month appearing this way, half moon appearing this way, and full moon. You know, and then 2 months later, here it go like it's been shifted and it's appearing this way. Right. I mean, that's obvious. Look to the moon. Look to the moon, people, and see. And then you have to say, okay, we see this, we hear what he's saying. Oh, how's that a sign? Well, I say look in the Quran. And understand the English, the Arabic, where it says the moon will appear as two. Sign of the time. I didn't make that up. Muhammad received that. You know? Yes. So,
Ahezaah something, because part of the prophecy that Ahezaah is giving you, to let the people know what's taking place and what's at hand. And the beautiful part of the message that it brings to you again is that you guide us, give the information on how to truly seek our Lord Most High. Yes. And how to serve our Lord Most High in the proper manner. Right. And one of the things that you always guide us to is that when you have the holy books with you, always have a dictionary. Yes. You was bringing something down to us earlier about crucifixion that you had touched upon. Oh yeah. It was beautiful. It's but those who may not have understand what the thing has been put forth in Christianity today, and it's not an attack against Christianity, but the truth must be made known as Ahezaah putting it forth. And him being the seal breaker of Revelation 5 that we talk about is to bring forth the sign of the Lord so you can look at, not for you to look away, but look to that which he's speaking about. You know, that's the thing that he's bringing forth through Lord Holy-Apostle Deen today. Touch a little bit upon that, just a little bit, too in detail, but.
You know, there's quite a few things that the Lord has given me. And I used to be concerned, because Allah has put out a lot of false prophets, have allowed a lot of false prophets to run around. And you have so many false prophets running around that now that I'm on the scene, people don't even want to hear about a messenger no more. No, they don't. They don't want to hear about someone bringing a message. And then the false prophets have them so wrapped up and allowing them to compromise. Yes. The Lord don't compromise with a people. The Lord never compromised with a people. But they allow you to go to church and be certain ways. Right. They allow you to go to masjid and be certain ways. They allow you to say certain things that's not written in the holy books. Like in Islam, women can't come to prayer services when they are on their menstruation period, but they don't read that in any holy book. No. That's something that might be suggested as an opinion of someone, would you, if you can't get yourself right, maybe, you should stay here. Right. Things of that nature. The natural things, because back in the day, they was out in the desert, they didn't have the proper water and stuff, and fumes and things of that nature. It's not to put women down, because that's a beautiful thing, Allah purifying women, and so forth and so on. But Ahezaah gave to me that's not true. You can't tell nobody to ever stop praying. Like brother said, you can't mention Ahezaah's name, Allah's name in the bathroom. Yeah. What if you in there and you dying? Once somebody cut your legs off, you not going to call on your Lord? How could you say that the Lord is ubiquitous is at all places at all times, if you believe that. Because some people think that Allah is alone on a throne somewhere with limitations that it's not at all places. You know, when Muhammad said, hey, Allah said, tell them that I'm closer to them than they are to their own jugular vein. Yes, so if you closer to me than I am my jugular vein, that means you where? You all up in here, right?
That's right. Definitely.
You understand? And then if Allah says that, purify your heart because that's where I'm going to set up my throne. Huh? So what throne they talking about? See, they elementary in their thinking, like they talking like some of the Christians. I ain't trying to put people down, but I'm just dealing with truth. Yes. They say heaven is up there and hell is down there, and you got scientists going all the way up there into other galaxies, and the scientists, they tell you, they never say I'm going to upper space. No. They say I'm going to outer space. Right. So up is out. So out where? Because if you go out and you happen to be going down that way, so you going to hell or just have the devil just inside that magma, in the earth.
These are so beautiful.
I mean, come on. We got to get out of the elementary stuff. They talking about the boogeyman now. You understand what I'm saying? The boogeyman is not real. You the boogeyman.
He's a something, man.
Your shadow's the boogeyman. What you fear your own. Yes. You understand? Your own cowardice is your boogeyman.
Yes, Ahezaah is something. People. What's being said is from Ahezaah, Lord Holy-Apostle Deen is the true thing.
Oh yeah.
And it's real because we should have been laughing and joking, but the fact of the matter is that what you said makes someone say if you take your lesson he's given to you. Ahezaah bless him to give us information, not just from elementary, but as Ahezaah says in the Quran, raised up in degrees and stages. As Ahezaah give him the wisdom to give to us, this thing is to be lived. That's the good part that I talked about experience is knowledge.
Let me say so. Yes, I noticed that when I get to joking sometimes, you always got to apologize for me. He said, yeah, well, see, if this coming from Ahezaah, yeah, it's coming from Ahezaah. But the thing about it is, first of all, Ahezaah is the creator of all things. You understand? I already said I ain't coming with no shirt kind of on backwards and everything. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm real. I have done everything reasonable to try to convince people to come sit with me. And I'm tired of doing it. So now that I come forth, I ain't going to be sitting up like no stiff.
Oh, no.
Talking, making sure my language is so correct. I'm being myself. I'm going to tell you however it is Ahezaah make me feel. If I come on these programs and speak to people, I'm just going to deal with the way I am because the message came to me. My Lord, if it wanted me to be, like some person that went to Yale or Oxford or Princeton somewhere that knows the language and, can really get down, so be it. But I come from the school of ghettoism. Right. I went to street corner college. Sidewalk university, as we used to say. I got my education from the dudes in the world. And I'm not ashamed of that. The thing about it is, Ahezaah said it was going to take the least of the people. And I come from the least of the people. And raise us up. Now, even though I might not have the right diction, if that's the correct word, in my language, I got the right wisdom. I got the right guidance.
Yes.
I got the right word.
Oh, yeah.
Now, a half an hour will never do justice for me. But I know that in all these years I've been waiting and been speaking to people and people running away from me like they didn't seen the boogeyman. Once I get to talking, if I could get enough of these half an hour shows where people will not be afraid to invite me into their homes through the TV set. Maybe we can get off a little bit of information where they can see, okay, this man is all right. He ain't, talking out of his head. But you got certain people that's gonna say I'm talking out of my head anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
But if they allow me to come into their room and they listen to some of the things that we may bring up to them, then that might help them because it's all about help.
Yes.
You know?
That's it. I thank you for helping me. Like I said, as I sit here this program, I keep learning.
Praise
Praise
be
be
to
to Allah.
Allah.
Yes, sir. He's the best me to learn as I sit in this program, as I do this show. And part of His grace is giving us to get this word out. At the same time, He's calling you to get this word out, and your duty, like Ahezaah says in his book, is that to convey the message.
It's been hard.
I've been with you for the last.
It's been hard. It's hard when you try to feed a person and they insane. You trying to feed them food and they trying to eat rocks. And then they say you deluded because you trying to give them vegetables. That's what it's like with us, right?
Yes,
I'm trying to give a person some straight up wisdom from the Lord, and they run and say he deluded. He's deluded. How? Because he say the prophet of Allah. And there's no more to come.
Right.
Okay, how much do you understand of it? Well, I ain't never read none of this stuff. Like the guy who I talked to that time on the telephone for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna call his name because he's a popular individual in Newark.
Right.
And then after speaking to me for 3 hours, he went out telling everybody I was insane. That brother crazy. If I'm crazy, how could you talk to me for 3 hours?
That's what I was about to say.
If I got somebody on the phone, I know they're insane. How I'm going to spend time 3 hours
With him.
as though somebody got a shotgun up my face saying, if you hang that phone up, I'm going to blow your head off. The one who must be insane is evidently that individual that's listening. But I won't call him insane. I understand what it is. The word that the Lord gives me is hard to accept because it's truth.
Yes.
It's like the word that it gives me now, Ruth. It's full of compassion and sympathy and mercy, but it's clear.
Oh yeah.
It's full of clarity. Now, people are so set in their ways, they're so secure, they're afraid to change.
Yes.
Man's afraid to change. They hear what I'm saying, but they don't have their leaders who they stand behind, because most religious people are cowards.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you get the whole
Oh,
clan,
yeah.
that's where the group gets so big.
Right.
They want one man to stand up for them and say, that man is the devil, or that's the devil, or this the devil, or, you know.
Right.
So they listen, they say, okay, wow, he taught you, but I can't say that because check so-and-so, man, the brothers and so-and-so, they ain't gonna like me. Let me get out of here. I can't be seen with this man.
Yeah.
You know? So they go with what is already sent down. I mean, they go with what is already being put down by the false prophets. But you know what?
Yes, sir. What's that?
Ahezaah gonna take them all out.
Yes.
See, I've been around here a long time. This is the deal. Either I fail and be proven as false, or they fail and be proven as false. Now, I haven't made any threats to anyone. I haven't gone to assault anyone. I haven't tried to force this word on anyone. But I've been speaking this truth to all races of people. And, of course, my own people is the ones who come against me, want to come against me physically, because they always want to do that to our people. When I say my own people, really, I ain't talking about my people. I'm talking about African-American people, people of color. When I say, because when I truly say my people, I'm talking about true believers.
Yes.
And I'm talking about people that ain't even on earth. I'm talking about people that's in heaven. Those my people. Yes. Because I don't, you know, I see, here's something else they might say. See how the brother talking? See, he talking about his people in heaven. You know, talking about another life. Allah said this is for those who believe in Allah and the unseen. I believe in Allah and I believe in the unseen.
Yes.
And my Lord has allowed me to live in this world and the other realm, in the unseen realm, to go forth, back and forth, to recognize angels and what have you. I'm not going to get caught up and be afraid that people going to think I'm insane. Yeah, he's talking like a psychotic person. Yeah, he talked to ghosts or what have you. You understand what I'm saying? But I can't get the president to come and support me. If the president said that, you know, somebody, you know, famous said, they say, okay, he's all right. It could be a fool. I could use one famous person to come and listen and sit down and understand what I'm saying and go tell the people that I'm all right. So that they can go ahead and say, okay, it's all right to accept what he's saying.
I look back at what Ahezaah's doing, and you have told before you did many, Ahezaah done many things through you. You send out so many letters to
Yes.
all around the world, to important people in the world. You mentioned the president.
And our people have gotten angry about it. Yeah, I hear that he sent those letters out. Yeah, okay. Why not send them out? My Lord told me to send them out. My Lord told me to call the people in Newark first, and the surrounding areas in Newark, the suburbs in Newark. They don't want to listen. They don't want to hear. What I'm supposed to do? Do what you want me to do? They want me to shut up. They want me to stop.
Oh, no.
They want me to please them. See, they don't know Allah. They go, I had an individual tell me one day, and he's an imam now. Oh, yeah, he's an imam for some kind of minister, or what they call that, for Newark police, a chaplain. Because they call them all, we're in a Christian society, so they can't call them imam, they call them chaplains.
Yes.
So he's a chaplain, and he told me he spoke to some of the greatest minds in Newark. I spoke to some of the greatest minds in Newark, and you are wrong, brother. And I'm like, okay. Wow. So if he spoke to some of the greatest minds in Newark, he must be one of the greatest minds, if not the greatest mind, because in order for you to know that it's the greatest minds, you have to be there at that level with them.
Exactly.
So therefore, he done made a judgment, which he is not supposed to do, but he's one of the Muslim leaders. Ooh, that's deep, right? Making judgments just like that, just like that. See, people they think that sin only comes if they do a man wrong physically, if they manifest a deed. But when you become spiritual, the higher you go in spirituality, the more sensitive your life becomes. Sin comes in a thought. I can sin against you in a thought. You understand?
And
then, but we talking about other levels that people in general don't want to deal with, because then they start saying, okay, see, the brother shot out, he spooked out, Spoopsville, so forth and so on, but that's another story.
Ahezaah is something, man. Ahezaah is blessing you to give out this word to people listening in. And those who hear the words of the messenger, they're real. He's calling you to think about what's being said in this program, but what's being said in your own life, of information you've been given from other people, like he's mentioned other ministers, priests, whatever community you belong to. He's challenging you to challenge yourself. So look at it. Part of what Ahezaah bringing forth through him is that he brought forth that when he first mentioned him being a messenger prophet, many people have said there's no more prophets to come.
Right.
And many Christian places I've seen on church that got the term prophet, but to Muslim they take that term prophet, a major thing. And he's saying he what?
Yeah.
And the first to battle.
Yeah, the enemies of Islam is the ones that's running around denouncing that the Quran is a prophetic book of revelation and of this day and time. The enemies of Islam is the ones that's running around saying that the day that Allah will flatten the mountains is in the hereafter. As though they know something about the hereafter. Same ones who saying you deluded about talking about the unseen.
Right.
You understand? Those are the enemies of Islam. The enemies of Islam are men and women and children who's running around calling themselves Muslims, dressing as Muslims, saying Assalamu alaikum, and following other books that men have devised around or in the circles of those who call themselves believers in Islam. You see? But woe to them, because Ahezaah have not forgotten them. Ahezaah's come to destroy them. And signs of that is when you see their holy places falling down. And you will see wars in their holy places. And I won't have a thing to do with it. All you got to do is wait. When you see war in Mecca like you see in Jerusalem, remember what I said. Ahezaah said, Allah said it's taking them down. I didn't say it. I'm just a messenger. They hate me for the message. They don't know me. They hate me for the message. And I have to bring the message. But we have signs in this world, in this society, and all societies that this is the day, this is the time, and you can't stop what Ahezaah doing. I don't care what you do. You can say Revelation is not real. John's not real. Jesus, and I get on this thing about the crucifixion in our next segment.
Okay. Yes, sir.
But we're gonna go.
Definitely. I want to thank you for tuning in A.H.A.D moment. If you have any questions or comments about what you've been heard this program, you can send us to A.H.A.D Incorporated, Post Office Box 8795, Newark, New Jersey 07103. That's A.H.A.D Incorporated, Post Office Box 8795, Newark, New Jersey, 07103. This has been an I-Had moment, the calm before the storm.
Yes.
I think I need much for the energy because I want this thing to keep going, but as time does not permit it, we can continue on the next move. Have a good evening. Think
Who
about what's been
of you
said.
want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you